Hello everyone, Hero Wars Guide here. I've literally dusted my microphone off to talk about how a particular page on my site might help you in an upcoming event. We have a Titan Brawl upcoming, and this one will be centered on Keros. I've got on my site a Titan Brawl page that you can access under the Guides section. It'll be at the bottom of the list on the navigation page. And it's basically just got a list of defending teams on the right, along with what attacking teams you might use to defeat it, and at what approximate odds, assuming you attack on auto. And so I say approximate odds there. This is not based on thousands and thousands of tests to ensure that absolutely every single one of these that says 100% is going to win truly 100% of the time. However, most combinations, there really is no randomness. So, for example, I would expect this to be a 100% winner. But some of the matchups with Eden and or Silva introduce a little bit of chaos. But, they are based on at least 25 and most often 50 sample attacks. And in a matchup, like this one here, where you have Eden on one side and not on the other, you kind of have one of 5 different possibilities for how Eden's first pull is going to go, and then maybe 1 out of 2 or 3, depending on how many Titans remain by the second pull, if there's going to be one in this matchup. So really, that's probably something like 15 different outcomes. 50 tests were run in this match, so that's if a 50 out of 51 and it's 1 out of 15 that some pull combination is going to lose, it probably would have hit, but not an absolute guarantee. But in any case, should be more than enough thoroughness for a brawl, where if you lose 1 or 2, it's usually no big deal. I will often attack my guildmates and not turn on auto and just go for a loss, so they're sure to get a defensive win and rely on winning most or all of the rest. Alright, depending on the timing of when this video goes live in relation to the start of the event, there may not be a full set of Keros battles in there. That is not a Titan that I focused on in the past. But by the time the event goes live, I expect to have most or all of the common Keros defending teams covered in this tool. If this follows the model of the previous Brawl for Iari, you had to have that Titan in both the attacking and defending team. So when you come to the tool, you'll probably save yourself a little bit of scrolling if you were to filter the attacker and defender to teams that contain that Titan. You'll of course want Keros for the upcoming event, but just to show you what I had in place for the last round. You can put just a couple of letters in and it'll filter down the rest for you. Alright, then I had some feedback from people who do not speak English as a primary language, that they wanted a visual approach to this. So I added this option to use images instead of text. So if you hit this button, you can see on screen that the list switches from text to the images, and then you can click on Titans in the filter section to limit it down. So if we wanted to get back to the Iari versus Iari brawl, you can select just that Titan or a combination of them, and the list will filter accordingly. This should now also save as a preference when you navigate away and return to the page later. You'll just have to enter your filters back in if you do that. Alright, so by the time the event goes live, I expect to have most or all the common Keros teams filled in here, but if you are struggling to find a solution for one, you can feel free to send me an email. And same thing, if you find something in here that you think is wrong, please give me a heads up and I'll check it out. And final note, some people may find this useful for the Titan battles in the Guild War or even Clash of Worlds in unbuffed locations as well. This is geared towards maxed battles, and I typically look for teams that are going to win against a huge list of defenders, preferring that as opposed to teams that maybe win by a giant margin. So if you're not exactly max versus max in a Guild War battle, the results may not be the same, but this should be a decent starting point for any testing that you're going to do. This page seems to get a little bit of traffic, even when the events, the Titan Brawl events are not live, and I assume that's why. So just a heads up, this may be useful to you outside of the event as well. All right, good getting back on here again. I know it's been a while, but I hope you find this page useful, and I'll talk to you again next time.